So here we are back again. Oh, got some music this time. That's always nice. Did I have music last time? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm By Jingo, this is Ancient Greece, and we're going to Miletos.
No Greek has ventured this far east before, across the Great Sea, and you'll have to
not
tread
that far.
very softly to start a city in this land. Great nations shoulder against each other here, and they'll be suspicious of you, a newcomer. Cassiopeia, Queen of Ethiopia, will be particularly annoyed that you have come near her territory.
Well, she'll have to get used to
But she
it.
has much bigger things to worry about. Ever the proud mother, Cassiopeia boasted that her own daughter, Andromeda, is more beautiful than Poseidon's daughters, the Nereids. Now Andromeda is to be
That's what a
fed to the
Nereid
Kraken,
is.
and Cassiopeia is devastated. If you can find a way to rescue Andromeda, the powerful Cassiopeia will certainly appreciate it, and you may gain a valuable friend. The fleet-footed Hermes has also been spotted in the area, looking
not
for
him
Perseus.
not him again.
The god says that he's seen an item in his travels that Perseus might find useful.
Well, that's good. While the Kraken roams free, life along the water might be difficult, and trade might be prone to disruption. Look to other cities, even your rivals, for the things you need. Worshipping the gods can also be a boon to you, as many of their sanctuaries have valuable resources of their own. Interesting little tip there. I never noticed that before. That will be key in getting this mission done at a reasonable rate. So we need to slay a monster. Quite possibly the... Is it going to be the Kraken? I think it must be the Kraken, mustn't it? Ah, the Kraken. Anyway, the question I posed last time about what a Nereid is has been answered. How about that? I didn't actually know the answer to that. And Andromeda. I knew Andromeda, the nearest galaxy to us, was named after some Greek mythological figure, but now we know. The daughter of Cassiopeia of Ethiopia. Fulfill a forthcoming request. Rule Ethiopia. 16 sheaves of wood of wheat, 24 planks of wood, and 8 bars of bronze. We were given a whole bunch of olive oil and marble, I think. Fun fact: I've actually recorded this before, but in a mad cleanup of my computer, to desperate bid to free up some storage space so I could continue making Let's Play videos, I actually just deleted the previous recording I did for this this city. So penny wise, pound foolish, or something to that effect. The recording you just heard of me talking about the mission statements and that was from the old recording. I've recorded the sound of me talking, but I deleted the video footage before I processed the video into like a big, nice chunk of like, you know, with me talking over it essentially. So, my bad. Let's do this again. But I have a bit slight that advantage. I know what's going to happen now, but I knew what was going to happen before. So we've got to build some sanctuaries to fulfill some quests somewhere for some reason. I'm going to get on with this now and see. Oh, and the wires, they're all tangled. Right, here we go. Looking at this mission, we've got wild boars up on the top of the mountains there, and we've got wild boars. Hold on a second. Over there as well. There's a sea. I don't think we're going to get much from the sea, because they did promise a Kraken would be coming soon. So what I might do is get as much out of the sea while I can. I think there's some trading routes I can be doing. I'm thinking buying all the fleece I can, buying all the olive oil that I can, stockpiling it, and then when the Kraken comes, I'll be laughing. There is silver ore, so I can mine silver to buy goods and services. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. I've got 11,054 drachma, which is plenty to do everything in. It doesn't say you have to build sanctuaries, but one of the upcoming quests, I think it is to... Oh no, slay the Kraken's one of them. Forthcoming quest is something that Perseus needs to do or something, I think. Anyway, Now that I've finished giving spoilers, so there's no need for you to sit down and watch this hour-long video. How close can I get to the silver there? If I demolish some timber, I don't think. Is timber worth anything? Can I harvest it? Yes, best not destroy too much of it. It's one of the things that's always quite a relief in like Pharaoh or ZEUS games. Is if you can't produce wood, I can knock down as much of it as I can. That looks incredibly messy. Yeah, there we go. That's the viewpoint that I wanted. So what I'm going to do, first things first, get some housing. I think over here is a nice spot for housing. It's kind of central between this over here and this over here and this over here. I don't know, that doesn't really have a bearing on anything, but it seems like reasoning enough for me. So I'll set it to due north again because I don't know about you, but I can't deal with things that aren't due north. I'm so used to like Pharaoh and all these other games being set due north. That's rather loud. I'm going to turn that down just a smidgen so I don't have to shout to hear myself. Although that might not be a bad idea, because at least it'll make my voice nice and clear. Because what I found watching back, particularly the last Pharaoh episode I did, was that I started nice and loud and then got quieter and quieter and more mumbly as the video went on, and by pretty much by the end of it was just talking normally, really, which you can't do when you're doing a Let's Play. It's a weird thing. You have to just chat nonsense, which suits me fine because I do chat nonsense an awful lot, like in real life as well. So we've got some mint. We can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mints. Don't think is being unreasonable. Probably want to have a palace. Although maybe that's just a Pharaoh thing. I don't know. I think it doesn't have to be nearby, but you have to have one. So I have 1, 2, 3 times maintenance officer, something like that. Fountain, and let's keep the construction to a minimum because I'm still be trying to be careful with my money. He says as he squanders £900 on a housing estate that doesn't match up properly because there's a little bit of I've done it again. We could have a road over here. Let's have the granary here. That. Demolish this. I'm not playing this on the desk, I'm actually playing this on the armchair, so if my mouse movements seem a little constrained, it's probably because they are. I'm kind of like moving the mouse over the arm of the chair, so it might just occasionally slide down. If it does slide down, don't worry, it's not me having a stroke, it's just the way not much you could do really. I mean, first of all, you're going to be miles away, so even if I wasn't having a stroke, there's not much you could do about it. And then I'd have uploaded this video after, assuming I survived the stroke, I'd be releasing the video like a day after it had happened. Because this isn't a live action thing, although maybe you should do some streaming. I just don't see how it's possible, because it takes me about 3 hours on a good day to upload a video to YouTube. The idea of streaming it live with my internet, it brings me out in a sweat. So anyway, that's enough rambling. I'm going to... That maintenance officer is going to wander up there, so there's we can have food. That's what I was looking at. Fisheries, oh, not an option really. And then I'm going to put a storehouse in there that gets olive oil and fleece. And I'm going to do something rather risky. I'm just going to keep importing the stuff. Argos is the important one, isn't it? They're the daddy, so to speak. I just can't click buttons anymore. I have to do something about this. I might just improve the posture. Hold on a second. There we go. I've just moved the cushion from actually underneath my backside to actually over my lower back, which is where cushions are supposed to be, I think. Why I'm telling you this, I'm not entirely sure, but it makes for interesting commentary, so I may as well carry on. To want them to import, I suppose it beats talking about Greek mythology every once in a while. This seems very expensive. Because I can't export anything. I'm doing this all through mining and taxation, of course. Lots and lots of taxation, let's not forget that. What I'm going to have is a storehouse that accepts marble, and a storehouse there that accepts olive oil and fleece. So I'm essentially future-proofing, he says, while spending all of his money. I think we've got enough jobs there that... How many employees do we need? 24, that doesn't sound so bad. In fact, that sounds a little broken. That's more like it, 287. There's no unrest in the city. That's good to know, considering there's nobody actually in the city yet. No doubt things will go drastically south once people actually turn up. We have housing for 288, so if every man, woman and child got to work, we could just about manage it. Price decrease for wheat. That's good, it means we can buy it from somewhere. I mean, I don't know where, but nice and cheap once we can. Who's the boss in Argos? There isn't one. Okay. I think it might be a little bit broken. The last video you did, we didn't see much of Poseidon. That was glitched, because when I loaded the mission up to... Like, I load the end of the last mission, so you come into the first bit of the next mission, so that you get the introduction and all the music plays, and it's all right and done properly. When I reloaded the mission, he suddenly appeared and started destroying the docks. So I'll probably get back, and things will be a lot different in Argos. Because it was quite serene and rather boring. Let's hope it doesn't happen this time around. I mean, I want this Kraken to turn up, because I've invested quite a bit in this now. I was short by 260. But nothing seems to be suffering too much. Like, all your maintenance officers are wandering around. There's no water fountains yet. Perhaps putting a Gora in might be an idea. But only putting a food vendor for the time being. That's the first wave of people in this. Whoa, I've spent money already. They've just got a place called Cyprus. Very nice place, Cyprus. Doesn't do much for me, but never mind. That's not Cyprus. Cyprus is like over there somewhere. The birthplace of Aphrodite. I've been to the birthplace of Aphrodite. It's a very nice beach, and there's a tree where everyone puts ribbons on or something like that to show their everlasting love to whoever they're with at the moment. I often wonder about that. You know, when you go on holiday, that's not something I've done. And you like go to a bridge somewhere, and everyone like puts the locks on the bridge with their initials in to show that their love is forever. And if you like tie your ribbon to a tree or something like that, if you then break up from that relationship, do you go back to the place and take the lock away? Because I've got a feeling I might do. Which is probably why I'm not in a relationship. I've got a few hard and fast rules. If I'm going to put a lock somewhere, my God, I'm going to get it back again. Yeah. I certainly keep the key with me, just in case. Just in case I come back in 10 years' time with somebody different. It's yeah, let's just take this, scribble out your name, and we'll put we'll scribble out their name and put your name in instead. Save on the lock then. Well, that does do away with the idea of permanence, I suppose. Yeah, there's loads of them, isn't there? There's a couple in Rome, and there's one in Bakewell. Was it Bakewell? Yeah, it was Bakewell. So it's not you hardly have to go somewhere exotic. Well, I'd say Bakewell might be quite exotic to somebody from the other side of the world, I suppose. It makes exceedingly good cakes. But yeah, there was a bridge there that had locks on. I was like, really? There's nothing particularly romantic about Bakewell. It's famous for pastry. Right, haven't made any money from these mints yet. Probably not, because they've got to get all the silver in first, and they're running at third of capacity. So what I might do is I might cram these people in to squalor-like levels. There we go. What I would find quite gutting now. Ooh. Hello. Cyprus buys wine, sells bronze. That's quite useful, because I'll need bronze for sculptures for the sanctuaries. Not so much about the buying of wine. If I put down a sanctuary to Dionysus, I can grow my own wine. That might be a venture I could get myself interested in. Six employees. Yeah, we just need a lot. Ooh, blimey. We're going to build an infirmary now. God, they're big, aren't they? Well, at least physicians in Pharaoh were only 2x2. That's 3x3, it's massive. Then again, if you remember, so were the infirmaries in Caesar 3. They might have been even bigger than that, they might have been 4x4. Well, I've got plenty of food, it's just nobody's around to pick it up. So I may have bitten off more than I can chew here, but I've started early collecting the silver, and you need to collect is it 200 silver before you actually start making drachmas, so it's good to start early. Just not at the expense of everything else. Right, what I hope is that the Kraken doesn't appear now. I think I might cry if that happens. I've just spent my entire exchequer on goods and services, and nobody's around to take them anywhere. Look, let's sort this out now. There's nobody around to take your goods, so they're just hanging around doing nothing. Going to turn off the meat industry.
I'm Dionysus, god of the vine. Worship me, and
good to meet you.
Of the vine will burst forth.
There you go. It's actually that's better. We've got enough to get a city up and running now. I mean, I think Argos is supposed to help me a little bit here. It would be nice, you know. Old buddy, old pal. I did stash those goods and materials away for the purpose of using them in the colony. I mean, there's plenty of food. So much food, we don't know what to do with it. Okay, right. Everyone's got... That's fine, he's taking care of it. So now we've got the food sorted, let's go back and turn on the meat industry. But it doesn't matter so much that these are shorter employees, because more employees will be turning soon. Now that people have got some food to eat. Got my priorities right, got a tax office in there. Good stuff. This music's a bit iffy, I'm not gonna lie.
Greetings, mortal. I have an important quest for you.
Fulfill it and you will... I'll do the rest of it, don't worry. Fulfill it and you will reap the benefits. Perseus will get in a scrape that the hero will only be able to escape through flying. I, Hermes, have a pair of winged sandals that will endow the Perseus with this skill. The Perseus. Send the hero to retrieve these magical shoes. I can now build Perseus's hall. Cyprus buys more wine. That's great. I wasn't selling any wine. But, good to know. Right. Hygiene's perfect. Well, it is now. Right, so... perhaps I ought to demand some off of Argos. Buys bronze. So perhaps I could buy some bronze from Cyprus to give to Argos, and that would be something. Sounds awfully costly. These I'm down to my last 103 drachma. Huh.
Hey, I am hungry and my house is a mess. What are you going to do about it?
Well, it says the police force. Oh, I can't. I don't know. Probably going to wait for you to just disappear.
Hey, I am hungry and my house is a mess. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I can provide you food, but there's not much I can do about the about your house. Just looks rather scruffy to me. Hold that thought. Perhaps I didn't have to spend all that. Perhaps I didn't have to spend all that money after all. There's a lot of unrest in the city. Ah, Crimea River. Perhaps I shouldn't be taxing them while they're living in hovels.
I'm hungry, and I live in a shabby home. Mugging is the only thing that brings a smile to my face.
Yeah, leave them to it then. Very kind of you. Residents are fuming over city conditions. What about you? I think a tax cut might be in order. I wonder why they're fuming. I mean, they've got food now. I don't know, unrest in... Well, it just doesn't seem to make sense. I think there's plenty of jobs to go around. See, this wouldn't have happened in Pharaoh. And it happens, something like this happens in Emperor as well. Just all of a sudden, there's loads of like muggers and beggars on these streets. As far as you know, everything looks fine, but I guess I'm watching it from all the way up here, so it all looks shiny and shiny and wonderful from here.
Worship me, the feared Hades, and your city will glisten in the sun.
Can do, but won't. The best you can offer me is some silver, and we already have plenty of that. That we're mining to peak efficiency. Almost peak efficiency. How much does it bring in?
There is never a genius without a picture of madness.
Mine silver 100. That was worth it. That's supposed to be like the mainstay of my economy. That's supposed to be keeping it afloat. Disappointed. Well, it doesn't really sum it up, really. Could really do with repressing these people, but they won't let me build a guard station. Hades, could you do something about them? Like send them to the underworld or something? Presumably once they live in nicer houses, they won't mind being taxed so much. Now why haven't you got water? Grief. Ooh. Now, are they only targeting specific people? I think they were targeting water carriers. Yeah, well, there's not much you can do about it. They're still fuming. Might have been a little bit greedy on the taxes. Good news is it's... there you go. Households have access to a healer, but very few households weren't able to eat. No acts of vandalism, no thefts, many muggings. There we go. Good man. Those hunters are showing the Mogazu's boss. Okay, fine, I'll turn taxes down for a little bit. God. They're all moan. But it's not like taxes are high and there's very few jobs. That I could understand. We killed an immigrant there. So sure that's hate crime. Still fuming. Okay. Phoenicia Buys wine, sells wood. Well, those hunters are doing a fine job of just keeping the peace, aren't they? Nicely done. They're still fuming. Why? I'm sure I was going to use the tab then to find out, but why are they happier than they are? I suppose the housing's nicer. More access to culture. See, they're getting happier every time. These people are just miserable. Well, that's something. Perhaps another podium would help things if they didn't like murder the philosopher. Get a podium in. And a gymnasium.
You can discover more about a person in an hour of play.
Right. It seems like the muggins have died down a little bit. Or maybe that's just my imagination. See, they should be happy. Perhaps some gardens will help. This is what? This is By Jingo, you flounder around with unhappy citizens. Now, see, that's got to count for something. Many of the residents are unhappy. They're not fuming. They're only angry. Here we go. They didn't like living in shacks, apparently.
I'm hungry, and I live in a shabby home. Mugging is the only thing that brings a smile to my face.
Are you hungry? That's your own problem. And they're still lacking culture venues. That's fine. Olive oil, that's being provided. Everybody's got what they want. Ooh, discovered Egypt. Kind of that way, but not over. Well, it's not over there, but it is in that direction. So, pointing the right way, I guess. Top marks for trying. Right, now they're going to get unhappy because there's unemployment's too high. Can I build posh housing? I can actually. I don't know if I will. Let's build a hero's hall to Perseus there. Right, in a sanctuary to Athena, a sanctuary to Hermes, 3,000 drachmas, 16 skeins of fleece, 6 pieces of sculpture. Right. I'm going to start with a sanctuary to Hermes, because at least that'll get people's requests off and back. Because what happens if you've got Hermes in your city? Say somebody wants like 2,600 pottery, for instance, to pick an example from like the last video in Pharaoh. Hermes will just do that for you. It's awfully nice of him. The trouble is you can't tell them to differentiate between requests and demands. So if you're trying to upset somebody and they demand something from you, he'll fulfill that as well. But I think, and it's only a small, like, little thing, so it might be worth a while to get started on it right away. Because at least it'll give us something to do. Keep people busy, that kind of thing. Well, that's money, haven't I? Are you happy with the place? Perturbed by city conditions. Angry. I can deal with a bit of anger. I've got to raise these taxes though, because none's just not working for me. I need that 427 drachma, and I need it now. 1600 mined silver, I won't say no to that. Very good. What can you do for me? Buys wood. Ooh, buys wood. Of course! It's fair. It's Egypt. They always want wood. Now, can I sell the wood before the Kraken arrives? Because the only secure... I mean, how is a land route to Cyprus? I'm not entirely sure. Like an island over there. So now they're walking across to get to us. But I'll leave the logistics up to them. But there's Teernerum, the garlic place. It must be garlic. I can't think what else it could be. I'll tell you what, I did a lot better in the run of this that I deleted accidentally. Would anybody like to give me some sculptures? No is the answer, pretty much. Nobody will even give us any wine to sell. They buy wine. So, I wish I hadn't spent all my money now. I wonder if anybody else will buy wood. Like if I set the industry up to sell it. I don't want to like trade to Egypt become impossible.
Harley want a Kraken? You've got one now.
Oh dear. You see, by this point, last time round, Ooh, that's weird. It's like the map is showing on the other side there. Oh well. That's gone now. So all ideas of like trading on the sea are right out.
Soon you'll crack.
No doubt, I don't feel particularly secure in this city. When I saw that trading ship just sort of appear then, he thought better of it. Well, I wish I hadn't spent all my money on marble now. That, in hindsight, was perhaps a little indulgent. Perseus could probably deal with the Kraken for me, but in order for that to happen, I need to like do everything. Ooh, look, it's a bit late. I say late, it's 11:15. Shattered. I've had a day off and it's exhausting. I'm not exactly thriving. I'm not gonna lie. I'm funding myself through taxation, which is never a good sign for a city. Trying hard to print money, never a good sign for a city. Yours an estimated 1,377 drachma. But how much of that is lost to wages? About 987. So there is a slight surplus there. Taxes in 211. It's February already. That's not bad. And then when the mined stuff comes in, definitely be worth putting a couple of artisans guilds in now.
My dearest, worship me, and I'll make your soldiers find great strength.
No doubt. Oh, well, so much for that. What I'm worried about now is if I set up more jobs to keep people employed. And I do, because it's 37% employment, and that unrest wasn't too far away. I can build a road of. Ooh. Don't know where that road goes. I may as well build. May as well connect up to it there, and set up some timber mills. Because, you know, city on a shoestring and all that. Oh, got some money in. I'll spend that on a storehouse. 60 drachmas, bargain. Things seem a lot cheaper in ancient Greece and ancient Egypt. Can I tell you that for free? So you just accept that wood. I suppose that means my wage bill has gone up. 28 slabs of marble. I've got 23. That's fine. Somebody will deal with that. Now I need 2 sculptures. That's 8 bronze. Where I'm getting the 8 bronze from is no. I don't know. Cyprus sells it. How much does bronze cost? Probably a obscene amount. $110. I can work with that. I don't want to, but I can do. Won't take 60. I'll take 4. And I'll have a single sculpture studio. The sculpture can go there if needs be. See, considering I'm doing a city on a shoestring, we've already managed to get most of a sanctuary up to something. Ooh, that's quite pricey. Unemployment prevents immigration. 33% unemployment. That's pretty bad. I might have to cut taxes at some point again. But high unemployment, I suppose, is good for your coffers because you get a lot of taxpayers and not very many people who you're paying the wages for. So where they're getting the money from, I don't know. I just collect the taxes. Do we have enough food? Support 2,400. Yeah, that's fine. 12 slabs of marble. I'm a little short. So what I might do... Transfer to Hermes, transfer to Athena. So, I'm 1 down. I don't want to go overboard with the bronze here. Let's stop that right away. But 2 sculptures for us. I need some marble. Argos, old buddy, old pal. I also need all your commodities to survive. Everything's going to collapse soon enough, and then we won't have an unemployment problem at least. Is the Kraken still there? Yes, he is. Argos, old buddy, old pal. Why don't you give me some marble? Good man. He only wants bronze. That's a problem. Because bronze is expensive. I could give it him just to show where. Yeah. I don't want to invest in another maintenance office because that costs money. Actually, it's not a healthy balance because it's all based on money printing and taxation rather than actual productive labour. Are you just giving it to me? What I might do is buy some. How much for? I'm going to buy 8 bronze this time. I'm going to give it to Argos to keep him sweet. Then I'm going to request some fleece before everyone gets antsy. I'm fairly impressed with it being able to rustle up a sanctuary in such conditions. It's the smallest sanctuary, so, you know, no great shakes. Presumably must be allowed to build more than 2 sanctuaries, otherwise I'm in trouble. But Shrine to Athena will allow me to produce my own olive oil. See, Argos, why do you do this to me? What I might do...
Life doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
Will do. But later. He's definitely not a bad one, because then I can grow my own wine and export it for cash money. Where do I put the arbour to Athena? Why not just put it next to the arbour for arbour to Athena? It is. I'll put it next to Hermes' place. It's very stingy then with the... I'm going to need some fleece. Dart. What am I missing? 4 marble, 1 sculpture. Really wanted 3? Thank you. I bet he's a bit bitter now, yeah. There are stirrings of unrest in the city, that's just what I wanted to hear. 35% unemployment will probably do that to a population. But look at the money I'm making. Your plight rests upon deaf ears. That's the word I'm looking for. I was going to say dead ears then. Almost there, just 1 letter out. Right, Argos. Have some bronze. Perhaps should have waited till they had a full complement before I cinched off. Oh well. There's a lot of unrest in the city. Oh, not again. Alright, alright. Settle this the best way I know how. Demolition. It's your hoi polloi that are causing the problem, so, you know. And that's in itself a Greek word, so just get rid of the nasty housing. Tough on crime, tough on the causes of crime. Yeah. It's alright, that is. Pretty sure that's not what... oh, no problem. Quite sure that's what the Labour Party meant in the 1997 manifesto, from which I just ripped that from. Okay, there's something for unrest in the city, but not too much because we've got rid of all the nasty housing. That's fine. I'll build it again later when I've got a purpose for it, and people have got jobs to go to. But I would like some wood that isn't Egypt or any other sea-based trade. I can get wheat from Egypt. That'd be nice.
Soon you'll crack.
No, you see, I'm feeling fairly confident in myself now. As long as I've got 4 slabs of marble left over, that.
Life doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
I want to build one sanctuary first before I get started on another one. I don't want to make a miscalculation. I've got this horrible feeling I like build the foundations for the altar to Athena, and then not have enough to finish the one to Hermes. Hurry up, will you? It's wood, I've got plenty of this stuff. I don't know why I thought about that. I was going to wait until I'd finished Hermes' thing so he could have done it for me. But it just seems a bit daft, really. There's a lot of unrest. But they've got rid of most of the grotty housing. How does the double impact of... oh, that needs a roadblock. Why has that not got a roadblock? So I've got to the point now where even the nice housing is really quite upset with me. I'm going to pay some nice wages and drop some taxes. No problem. They're dedicated, which means they won't mind giving me stuff. I think olive oil's a bit of a stretch, but they can certainly give me some fleece and some marble. And in return, they can have some bronze. Keep them sweet. I don't know, there must be an easier way of doing it than I'm doing at the moment. You accept sculptures, because the other place is apparently full.
Life doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
That's a bit cheeky of you, Dionysus, turning up outside somebody else's sanctuary. That's awfully kind of them. Lack of housing. Well, that's good. I don't ever want more traders to come to my city every year, because every time they do, they cost me money. But it's a nice thought nonetheless. And there he is.
Time for my morning constitutional. It's the best way to keep in shape.
Ooh, sounds like a bit of a dweeb. Oh well. One sanctuary down, one more to go. I have an arbor to Athena here. That's most of your marble out of the way. Need an additional 55 slabs of marble, 16 slabs of wood, 8 sculptures. Where's all my money gone? I'm fuming. It's very kind of you, thank you. You're still loyal, so I want you to give me some more marble. Still a lot of unrest. You know what, there's a lot of unrest whether I pay you or not, so, you know. Perhaps if I'm cheeky and like drop it down to like... See, unemployment's only 5% now. I don't want to go into debt now because Argos will bail me out, and of course they'll be a bit miffed about that. But I have the makings of a sanctuary building industry, so... Okay, Hermes is doing the job for me. That's very kind of him. You're on the wrong side of Hermes, he'll show you who what's what. And I will want... Thank you. He's still loyal. What a sap. And then again, I did give him a lot of bronze. What else do we need for this? 16 skeins of fleece. There we go. 6 pieces of sculpture. Now, if I beg, borrow, and steal some more from Argos, I can achieve that. And all I need is lots and lots of bronze. Like, lots of bronze. I can achieve all of these aims. Where are you going? With some speed as well. So I decided to solve the unrest problem by just not looking at it. There we go. Right. Problem solved. The sanctuary to Athena is 52% complete. That's not bad. We've got some fleece, so I don't need to beg just yet. We've got some sculptures. How many sculptures do we need? 8. That's going to cost me. Ooh, the funny thing is I think I can just about keep up this kind of level of what's what I'm looking for? Spendthrift attitude? Something like that. Some unrest in the city. Perturbed by city conditions. Hey, it's gone away! It worked! Paid people less, put the taxes up, left them to it. Perhaps they're emigrating. No, they're still coming. Fools. What am I missing? Just marble. It's just all marble. Which is why... Oh, they've not got any more marble left, okay? Perhaps Hermes did something to make people happier. But I also think bringing the unemployment rate down to 5% by lowering wages so less people want to work actually worked quite well. $24, that's 2 requisitions. Or not. It's just 1 now. We've got quite a few sculptures. We can actually afford this constant stream of bronze coming in. I mean, I don't want to spend much money if Perseus wants me to have money in the treasury. Could somehow get 3,000 drachma without spending any money. Well, while buying bronze and all the rest of it. And not being able to sell anything. Because there's a worrying thing, like even if I got a trade, like some wine set up, there's nobody I can tell it to, because Phoenicia's is a sea trade route. Egypt, Troezen, Argos. Buy marble and fleece. That'd be useful if I could use marble or fleece.
Unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
So that puts a scupper in the works there. I'm just going to have to carry on begging, borrowing and stealing, I think. I've reached a nice sort of... It's nice equilibrium, this city. If it doesn't grow at all, it would survive quite nicely. It's got just the right amount of meat. It's got just about the right amount of work. Eventually, inflation will take over and that'll probably ruin it. But in the meantime, while I'm here, it's fine, so I don't see the problem. Is that 11 o'clock or like 1:05? Can't see. I think it's 11:05 PM. Stopping up late. Oh dear. Well, I am trying to get into a
back and forth, I'm beginning to feel like Sisyphus.
Well, you're not pushing a rock uphill, so you know you're not that much like Sisyphus. Argos, old buddy, old pal. What do I ask him for first? Oh, I don't know. Skeins of fleece? $12 slabs of marble. We've got 10, which is really irritating. I've got to ask him for the marble first, haven't I? Very nice. Argos, old buddy, old pal. How would you like to give me some marble? There's some bronze in it for you, I think, at some point. I don't want there to be. I've got a budget to watch, you see. How many sculptures do we need now? 2. They're working on that actually, so don't need any more sculptures for the time being. Can stockpile my bronze. Very kind of you, thank you. They're a bit bitter. I'll get the bronze in, send it to them, they'll be happy.
It doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
There you go. That's not what... I didn't actually do anything there. I could just send them the money, but I think this is more effective drachma wise. Don't do anything. I'm clinging on to my money now. If I send him that bronze, I should be able to get 2 lots of fleece from him, which I also need for my own domestic population. Screw them. They've done nothing but whine at me and fall out amongst themselves. 4 slabs of marble. Huzzah! You've drawn the great Athena, goddess of warriors, crafts, and wisdom, to your city by honouring her with the sanctuary. Inspired by her very presence, your city's soldiers have grown stronger. What soldiers? A grove of olive trees has sprung up near the sanctuary, and she herself has promised to help the city defend itself from both internal and external threats. Very nice of her. We're now short of employees. Raise them wages a little bit, and everybody's happy. So now what do we want? What do we need? 6 pieces of sculpture. Looks like I'm not done buying bronze then. They're still bitter. Did I send them the... There we go. How long can I afford to... Ooh. They need some fleece. Post haste. Oh, Argos, old buddy, old pal. How would you like to give... Blah, 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 blah. I need fleece and lots of it. There's still unrest. Good grief. What have they got to moan about?
Give me a raise. I can't live on this pittance you call a wage, and I certainly can't afford to live in a better house.
Huh. Well, you can make the money up by mugging. So it's the poor housing that's causing the problem, but there's not much you can do about it. I mean, I can. It wouldn't be a bad idea actually to get the growers' lodges on here doing their thing. Because at least if they're in nice houses they won't complain, is the thought. At least if they're in nicer houses they'll pay more tax, is the other thought. I shouldn't have spent that money on... olive oil at the beginning of the episode. If I had my time again, probably wouldn't have done that. Oh well. Love that. Love that. And we'll have a moratorium on bronze purchases. Oh, thank you, Athena. Very kind of you. They're blessed, but it's not Not got any olive oil, so oh well. Very kind of you. I'm never bitter about that. When's the next January? I've got a year to go yet. Oh, well, that's what's the opposite of escalation? It's like de-escalation. That de-escalated quickly. Everyone's living in shacks. And there's some unrest in the city because everyone's living in shacks. How about a trip to the theatre? Just keep them reasonably happy, I suppose. They can't really afford it, like money-wise, people-wise, or any other measure of a city. But it'll keep people happy. They're happy. They're dissatisfied, but at least nobody's fuming anymore. They're perturbed. They certainly are. Thanks to Athena for blessing all the olive presses with no olive oil. Next year we'll have plenty of olive oil, but not for the time being. We're going to have so much olive oil you won't know what to do with it. Because I can't sell the stuff. I don't know what I am going to do with it. Probably use it to throw on the streets to trip the muggers up, I suppose. They can slip on it. Oh, very nice. I still don't know the correct ratio of, like, trees to growers' lodges to
Life doesn't have to
olive
be
presses.
unpleasant. Worship me and
I'm
find
building another
out.
one, crikey. There's housing for 384 people. That's quite something. It's also got rid of the elderly and the infirm. Because that's what these bouts of like housing devolution does. It kicks out the old people and then fresh young migrants come in. Well, it does that in Pharaoh anyway, where it actually tracks people's ages. I don't know if they actually do that. I don't know if they have quite such a complex demographic system. Doesn't look like it. That's a shame. I did like the detail you could get from the overseers in Pharaoh. None of it particularly useful. Well, some of it was useful, some of it was just flavour. This is to cut it down to the bone. In fact, the whole game's a little bit simplified, isn't it? There's a lot of meat. Athena's doing a cracking job. Well done, girl. Just refer to the ancient goddess of wisdom, one of the most powerful gods in Olympus, as Gal. Top notch. Right, so I'm only short by 168 now, so it's manageable. In fact, I'll have too many people by the time everyone gets here. I won't, actually. I'll have to wait until well, next month, when all the olive oil comes in, and then short of fleece again. Argos, old. Can I have some fleece if you have some bronze? Thank you. I did request fleece though, didn't I? That was just an unrelated gift. Almost up to 3,000 drachmas. 16 skeins, 6 pieces of furniture. Why do we keep on saying furniture? Right, they're still bitter, but not as bitter as they were. Uh, 289, 284. Good, I requested fleece from them, not marble as I thought I had done. Thank you. I don't know quite what I'm waiting for now. I think just getting everybody some olive oil is a good place to start. And then once that's done, then I'll start to look at getting the sculptures. Then once I've done that, I'll stockpile some bronze. Because I think the last thing I've got to achieve is going to be the drachmas, because I can't stash them away. So with that in mind, I'm just going to buy a whole heap of them. A whole heap of bronze. It's going to cost a fortune, and I'm going to hate it. What are you going? Oh yeah. Don't accept olive oil. Thanks. Should produce rather a lot of it, because of course they're all blessed. But I don't know what blessing does. I think it produces... makes it work quicker, makes it more efficient, something like that. It's a good thing. Right, there you go, you can upgrade now. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that and put in a population monument. There's no happiness monument this time, funnily enough.
It doesn't have to be unpleasant.
Yes,
Worship me and find out.
Right, they've got everything they need, so they should give me some taxes. Yields an estimate 2,273. Oh, I thought the expenses looked a little high, and then I looked over. Argos, you have all of the bronze. I'm going there, I'm doing it. Hang the consequences. It looks relatively prosperous now, doesn't it? Would anybody like any olive oil? No, oh well, never mind. Just floods of olive oil I can't do anything with. Drink it, I suppose. I'm sure it tastes delicious. That was a bit rash, I think, wasn't it? Just giving 16 bars of bronze to... At least I've got them on side now. If I have a couple more presses like that. Presses? Sculpture studios. You know what I mean. Sure you do. Right, they're not going to mind me requesting a huge and frankly unreasonable amount of fleece, because I've given them an unreasonable amount of bronze. Very unreasonable. Right, I've got 3 left over. I need 16. On my reckoning, that leaves me 1 short. So I will ask again. Oh, I may as well set that aside. May as well set that aside. Well, I've achieved 2 out of something or other. I don't know if that helped in the long run, actually.
Life doesn't have to be unpleasant. Worship me and find out.
Right, that's my exchequer absolutely totaled. But on the plus side, Argos likes me. Lovely. Now set it aside, quick. What? I can't set it aside. Well, they're still loyal, so as long as I keep bugging them for fleece and everyone stops using it, I'm sure you could set them aside. Need more money. 6 pieces of sculpture. Well, the sculpture is just a waiting game. Probably going to stop buying bronze now. Um, 3, 6, 9, 6 4s. Mine's gone blank. 16. Yeah. No. 6 4s are 24. I was thinking of 4 4s. So I've not quite finished buying my bronze yet. Well, that's irritating. That is, I thought I'd be able to just sort of sort out each of the things side by side. Why can't I set it aside? 6 pieces of sculpture, 3,000 drachma. What I might do then is set make the sculptures, then beg for money. And I'm going to do the next. We've got a plan of action for the next video. Beg for money, build sculptures, and then we're over the hurdle. And it's, I think, once you get rid of the Kraken, it actually becomes quite nice, because then you can build a sanctuary to Dionysus, make some wine, sell the wine. We need to get 16 sheaves of wheat, and we need to rule Ethiopia. Presumably that means I need to get some elite housing on the go. Say sell armour. And it'd be a captive market for wine. Unless they do that weird thing where they just surrender their independence to you. That would be ideal. I wouldn't have to bother with elite housing. But that's all for the next video. That went on longer than I thought it would do. Right, and with that, I will see you next time.